Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a trying new makeup. I've already prepped my eyes and did the underside of my brow, so I know I'm looking a little bit wild here. But you guys requested it, so we're gonna use the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I did wear a really dramatic look in my last Will I Buy It video, and I got so many requests, so I'm gonna do a look very similar to that. So this is the main kind of attraction of this video. This palette is stunning. It's just like a cool toned lover's dream. And then I also have these new Wayne Goss blush and highlight duos. I did pick up 2 shades. So I have this one, which is called, I think it's called Blushing, what is this called? Coral Rose. Okay, we're starting off strong here. And then I have Blush Peony, which is more kind of pinky. Don't know which one I'm gonna use. I have a primer from VDL. This is like a K-beauty brand. This is like their luminizing primer. I've heard great things about it. And then we're gonna try out the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. Also from Dominique Cosmetics, she has 6 new lipsticks. These are brand new. And then she has a bunch of lip liners. So I'm gonna kind of play around with that. I have the Kosas mascara. Just, we're gonna play around, right? But the main things are the Wayne Goss blush duos, the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, and then obviously I want to try this foundation. So if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. YouTube's not doing notifications. They're not giving out your notifications to people that want to be notified, which super frustrating. I've had an issue for the last like couple weeks. So if you want to be notified of all my uploads, click the bell down below and click notifications on for everything, for all, whatever it is. If you're not getting notifications, maybe unclick it and then click it again. So I know it's annoying. I try not to like tell you guys constantly subscribe and do this or that, but it's very frustrating when people that want to be notified don't get notifications. Like, that's where I'm like, what? So anyways, please subscribe if you're new here and hit the bell, maybe click, unclick, whatever works, and let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start on my eyes. So I did put some concealer down, set with powder, and then I did the underside of my brows. Lately I've been doing that, and I feel like if I mess up the line under my brows, it's just so much easier to clean up and start over. I don't do the top of them, which is really strange, I guess, but when I put foundation on, it kind of messes up the top of them. So I've just been liking this where I do the line, do my base, and then I kind of fix it after that. So I want to go in with this new Natasha Denona Glam palette. Everybody's been going bananas over this. I did use this in my Will I Buy It, like I had a look from it, and I had so many compliments and requests. So I'm gonna do something very similar. I kind of don't even remember what I did, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this shade. So in this palette, it says like blend, smoke, inner eyelid, you know, center eyelid, lash line. So it kind of tells you where to go, but I just, you know, I don't live by the rules. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. So I'm just gonna start applying this on the outer edge. And if I get messy, it's okay because I can wipe it away since we're doing eyes first. Same thing with Fallout. So to me, this palette is very much like the sister to the bronze palette, which has been one of my favorites recently. This is just the cool toned version. All right, so next I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is Blend. So I'm just going to do that. Just blend kind of into the crease here and blend those edges. Going back into this deeper brown, and just kind of reinforcing the outer corner here. Keeping it a little bit lower, but we wanna have that depth. I'm gonna go up to the shade called Crease, which is like this really light kind of gray. And I'm gonna focus this just right in here. Just to make sure everything's cohesive. I'm gonna grab the darkest shade in the middle here. I'm gonna kind of pull my eye a little bit and really just start to smoke this sort of like on the lower lash line, I guess, or the outer lash line, but really kind of up into the crease as well. Because we did our eyes first, or we're doing our eyes first, it's okay if it's a little messy. I'm not the best with darker shades. I find them a little bit scary for me. So I'm taking an even smaller brush, but somebody commented in a video and said it's a shame that you don't love, or something like, you know, that you don't love eyeshadow. It looks really great on you, this look that I did. It's not that I don't love eyeshadow, but it's a lot of work, and I think for every day, I feel like there's so many times you can mess up, like blending really dark shades specifically. It's a lot of work, time consuming, and yeah, I just feel like a heavy eye can go wrong on me specifically. I'm not the most, I don't know, I guess talented. Like I feel like if I had like Nikki Tutorial's skill level, I think I would love to do eyeshadow all the time, but if I mess it up, then I get down on myself and then I'm like, oh. So for me, I do feel, I guess, my best in more just like a simple eye look. I just feel like as I've gotten older, it's more flattering on me, but I do love to play with eyeshadow from time to time. I just think every day I'm not like a huge eyeshadow wearer. So for the lid, I want to go in with this shade. I'm going to go ahead and apply this sort of to the center, leaning outward here. I don't remember exactly what I used last time, but it was something very similar. So something like that. And then for the actual like inner corner and center, I am going to grab this shade and this shade. I'm going to kind of mix these two. So what you get is just like a really pretty platinum silver shade. My nails are out of control. I went way too long without getting them done. So to really make it pop, I'm gonna take this shade right here. So I did spray my finger a tiny bit with a setting spray, and I'm just gonna lightly tap this right here. So for my top lash line, I'm gonna go in with this Nabla, I love this, just gel liner. I'm gonna apply it and then really smoke it out to like smudge it a little bit. So I'm just cleaning up under my eye. And I'm gonna take a little bit more of those shades wet on a brush just to really make it pop. Before I pop some lashes on, I wanna go in with this new Kosas mascara. It's called the Big Clean. It's very heavy. It reminds me of the packaging of the Milk Makeup. And it has sort of a curved wand. I do like this. It really does give me nice length. Obviously I have a crazy smoky eye on, so it's gonna be hard to see, but I thought I would demo it. I've been really enjoying it though. I feel like it really does give me curl. Obviously I did curl my lashes, but I've noticed it gives me curl and length. And I wouldn't say it's a very wet mascara. It's a little bit thicker in formula. So I actually do like it. It's been top drawer for me. There's been a lot of mascaras I've really been enjoying. This one doesn't get super clumpy, which is another thing. If you don't like a clumpy mascara, I think you would like this. You don't have to take any of it off. It's just easy to use. You can get right up in there. It doesn't poke you in the eye too, which is another thing I noticed. It's very smooth. So there you have it. I do like this. This is like an easy, gives you the length, gives you the curl, in and out, don't have to think about it, don't have to be like, oh, it's clumping or anything like that. So I do like this. So for lashes, I'm gonna use Fearless. These are from Lashaholics. This is what they look like. I haven't used them yet. They're pretty dramatic. And for lash glue, I'm gonna use Amy June lashes. I like this lash glue. It dries relatively quickly. So you don't have to wait as long. So while I'm letting my lash glue dry, I'm gonna start on the face. I'm gonna go in with this VDL Lumi Layer Primer. I've heard of this brand and I've heard good things. This is supposed to be a kind of dewy primer, luminous. You can see it has kind of like a, can't tell if that's like pink or blue. Definitely has luminous properties. Feels nice. It has a nice kind of light scent. I've been really liking the Rare Beauty Luminous Primer. Seems quite similar. This one's a little bit more gel, whereas the Rare Beauty is a little bit more like a cream. So I'm gonna go in with my NARS Soft Matte Concealer just to cover up some scarring that I have. I have one active under the skin blemish. My skin is getting better because I've made some diet changes, but it's that time of the month, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Hailey's Beauty primer before we go in with foundation. This is for pores. I just like it right in my T-zone. Just because that luminous primer isn't gonna do any favors for my texture. For foundation, I'm going in with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. This is a medium coverage natural radiant finish. I have the shade here 31 medium neutral. They sent me 2 shades, but they were very similar. When you look at this up close, there almost looks like there's literally like gold glitter in here, which kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, it does say water light, and I mean, it is very, very liquidy. I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender. Why did I just hold it like that? A beauty blender here. I've heard that this could oxidize, and I've heard pretty good things about this. I haven't heard a ton, I guess, but the stuff I have heard was that it was nice. I would say good medium coverage, which is nice. Shade is nice. Actually does seem neutral to me. Lately, I feel like a lot of foundations have been really going yellow. Also very dark, like medium shades that I usually would say that I'm a light medium with a tan. And I've been noticing when I get mediums lately, I feel like they're like medium tan. And I'm like, whoa, this actually feels like it matches pretty well. This is what the foundation looks like. I have to say this looks pretty good on my skin. I find it quite smoothing, good coverage. It's not gunking up. Usually I look way more textured at this point because I haven't powdered yet. Looks pretty good. Now I will say it's not feeling like it's gonna suction down kind of like a Double Wear or the Too Faced matte, so I don't know about longevity. Again, I'll have to keep you updated, but I wanna go in with Pat McGrath Concealer, and I have been really enjoying this. I have the shade LM08. I've been really liking this concealer because it's very good coverage, but it's also quite hydrating. So I'm really pressing this in. I probably applied a little too much, but we have a really glam look today, so we'll just go for that full coverage. All right, that's a lot of concealer, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna go ahead and set with my pound cake. This is like one of my favorite, actually probably my go-to loose powder. So I went ahead and finished my brows and did a contour and bronze just because I don't have anything new. I want to finish off the eyes. Let me zoom you. Oh, we already are zoomed in. I thought I wasn't. I'm going back in with my Nabla. I smashed it on the floor. Love that for me. I dropped it literally right on the crayon and it smashed everywhere, so that's fun. I'm using a really small brush to kind of smoke this down. Grabbing back into the Natasha Denona, I'm going into the deepest shade. And I'm just gonna go over this and really smoke it down. And I'm gonna go into the smoke shade. And I'm gonna really bring this down. Okay, so for highlight and blush, I have these new Wayne Goss palettes that I bought from Beautylish. I think I'm gonna go into this pink one today. It has like a pinky kind of duochrome highlight and then the blush. This is the colorway Blush Peony. This is what the swatches look like, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so I'm starting with the highlighter. I switched brushes because I feel like this one you really need to buff in. Has a pretty strong pink reflect. I don't know if I love that shade just with this look. I'm gonna go into the Coral Rose palette into just this neutral kind of gold color. I like that color more. I'm gonna go into the blush here. Hopefully that will kind of calm down that ashy effect, going pretty high up and kind of blending into that. I like the blush. Not sure about the highlight, but it just could have been that pink shade. Moving on to lips, Dominique Cosmetics just came out with 4 new lip liners and 6 new lipsticks. It has that interesting applicator on the liner. kind of like the Patrick Ta, where it's kind of like the Benefit brow pencil, not the Precisely, but the bigger one, where you can kind of line and then fill it in. Okay, so we have Dolce, Nudie, Brown Sugar, and Crush. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Nudie for today's look. I mean, they're all neutral, but okay, very pigmented. Definitely creamy, creamier than what I'm used to. Not as creamy as a ColourPop, but definitely not as like stiff as a Charlotte Tilbury. I went ahead and filled in the corners of my mouth. So I kind of used the pointed end to line, and then I flipped it over and just used this to fill in. It's very creamy, very pigmented. If you love to do kind of the shading on your lips, I think you would like these. I know a lot of people didn't really love the applicator of the Patrick Ta. They just prefer a typical pencil. So it's kind of personal preference. The Patrick Ta has kind of grown on me just in terms of getting used to the applicator. So it might be something like this, but these are very pigmented. I feel like these are not, like I said, not as dry as most lip liners, so I don't know how long they will last, but I feel like this would be a great lip liner to just fill in your entire lip. So she did also come out with 6 lipsticks. So the packaging is a kind of matte black, and then it has the DC logo on the top, and then you can see the color on the bottom, which I thought was nice. These stickers kind of correspond with the color. These are all nude shades. Again, this is what the bullet looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you, and then we'll decide which one we wanna use. Okay, so we have Nude Cocoa, Pretty Natural, and Freckles. Okay, so the next shades are Sweet Nectar, She's a Tease, Calata. I don't know how to say that one, so I'll put the name on the screen. So I think for today, I'm gonna go in with the shade Freckles, which is just kind of like a light nude. Ooh, pretty. Creamy on the lips. I think I'm gonna take trying to decide. I wanna take a lighter shade. Let's do Sweet Nectar. So that applied a little bit deeper to the lips than I thought, which is actually a good thing. The formula feels really thin, but creamier than I anticipated. When I swatched them, I didn't know, but it's very comfortable, thin, and creamy on the lips. So to finish off the look, I'm gonna go in with my KKW Soulmate gloss. It's just a light pink gloss. I feel like it'll kind of tie in with the cheeks. All right, guys, so here's my finished makeup look. I want to go over the products and tell you my thoughts, starting off with the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. I think this is gorgeous, of course. As you guys know, I feel like it blends beautifully. It has enough depth to it that you can really kind of take it there smoky-wise. This is very much the sister to the Bronze Palette, in my opinion, but cool tone. So if you love cool tones and you love silver, gunmetal, smoky eyes, I think you would really enjoy this. Natasha is becoming one of my favorite just eyeshadow palette brand. I guess I've liked her for a long time, but I love these $65 palettes. They just really have all worked out well for me. They're super beautiful, so I love that. The Wayne Goss, I'm a little bit on, which I'm a little disappointed. The highlight is pretty in this one, which is Coral Rose. I haven't tried this blush yet, and I do like the blush in this duo, but the highlight is like really, really, really intense pink. Hello, spit it out. Which I don't know if I love. It's kind of that powdery duochrome. I just don't know. It ends up leaving kind of like an ashy stripe on my face, which I don't love. So I'll have to keep playing with this, but I do love the blush. I just don't know if the highlight's gonna be for me. This VDL primer is super nice, but I have really been liking the Rare Beauty one. Again, it's just super glowy, but once you put on your foundation, it just kind of gives you, I don't know, a hydrated base. So I don't think you need it. I really like the Rare Beauty. So I've really been enjoying that more so, or like my NARS, but I think this is a nice product. It just didn't like blow my mind. This new foundation from IT Cosmetics, I'm pleasantly surprised so far. We'll have to see how it wears. Quite smoothing, good coverage. Feels nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like super radiant. Even though it says it's a radiant finish, it does lean more natural in my opinion, where it's not like gonna slip off or super greasy, I guess. So I do like this so far, and I really do like the Kosas mascara. It's quick, easy, you don't have to think about it. It's not super clumpy, and it does give you that nice curl. And then lastly, the Dominique Cosmetics lip products. So these lip liners are interesting, and I feel like people are either gonna love it or hate it, just because the Patrick Ta, the formula is beautiful, but a lot of people didn't like the applicator. So it's interesting that she went that route. I definitely feel like if you fill in your lips or you do the shading, you will like these. But if you need a really precise lip liner, like you have a hard time getting a precise line, I'm not sure. Very creamy, very pigmented, but still able to have control. So I like that they're not super slippy like the ColourPop. And then the lipsticks are really nice too. I don't have any weird bunching or, you know, like ring around my lips. Nice pigment. They feel very nice and creamy on the lips, but very lightweight formula, so not a heavy formula. The packaging is nice. It's not super weighted, but I feel like the colors are really nice, neutral shades that a lot of people will love. So that is everything for today's trying new makeup. I know there wasn't a ton of products, but hopefully you got some inspiration if you have the Natasha Denona Glam palette, or this look kind of was similar to the one I did in my last video. Let me know down below what you want me to try next. I will link everything down below that I tried today. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.